Fragrant flower number 7. We have gotten through the difficulties that was getting Subaru kind of on board for being friends with RINTAROU. And hopefully that means we move a little bit further now, going into friends on RINTAROU's end, potentially maybe even, intermingling between the other side here, the other school, and Subaru or Waguri or just whoever, becoming kind of friendly with them, whether it's discussion over, ways to mend the gap kind of between the school that we're having, or whether it's literally just everyone being on slightly better terms and not just being as confrontational the moment that we end up meeting with each other or even seeing each other. We're going to have to move in silence a little bit, just hide out and never really around the school just for now, but maybe we can push that a little bit more. And I'd love to see a general conversation, I think, between Waguri and RINTAROU about where we've kind of ended things off or where they're kind of headed in terms of their relationship, with declaration coming of feelings on Waguri's own end, as well as RINTAROU just being so adamant about keeping her within his life and not giving up on that or that relationship at all, with Subaru's semi-approval for now. So I'm excited for that. I do hope that it doesn't turn into Subaru constantly around Waguri and she's like third wheeling like everything that they kind of do, and she's just like that friend that's involved. I don't really want that at all. But her like involvement in certain situations, especially if his friends are around, I think I welcome that, no issue. So I'll see how I guess they choose to continue with it. Hopefully you enjoy. Check out the Patreon for early access and timers for more. If you like this at all, hit the like and subscribe. And lots of me, feel free to stick around for the discussion, leave comments that are a series. Let's get going with episode 7. Oh yeah, we got a whole festival coming up, or sports tournament or something, right? Yeah, you guys gotta have a talk. Yeah, we didn't throw hands or nothing, so I think it should be fine. It's pretty calm.
星野さんとカフェで会ったこと黙っててごめん。
私も気を使わせてごめんね。でも本当はちょっと嬉しい。スバルが私とリンタロウ君のことを知ってくれて。
What do you mean by that? So we don't have to hide from Subaru. What about the other 3? Which is where I think we go now, so cool. I wonder too if it's one of those things where RINTAROU is going to build it up to be so dramatic in his mind, and then they're actually going to just talk about it, and his friends, it's going to like, when they shift like the style and it goes all like chibi, and then they instead are just like, oh, cool, dude, I don't care. and then everybody's like, all right, I guess we're on good terms again. I wonder if they'll do something like that. I think all the other guys will be like that. I think Saku's going to be maybe a little bit more difficult. But maybe not, because he'll be more happy that we're kind of opening up to him a little bit, or we're trusting of him and trusting of them. I don't know. It's a lot on the mind. What is he doing? Oh. Oh. Balls in the glove before you swung, brother. He's trying to think of how he can bring it up to you guys. Yeah, you good, bro? And you can't just tell him here, in the middle of the class. Trap him somewhere and get it out. Spy on him? I don't know about that one. Yeah, I think you could have just talked to him. A little bit more controlled of an environment. I think this would have worked. Yeah. What a translation. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone translate it that way.
サク君意地っ張りだから
Yeah, men of few words. It's a great way to put it. Roll out. Sometimes it's like, you know, always weird and messed up, but like I think it's hilarious when you always follow characters. Here she comes. Or are we meeting with Subaru? Oh no. Oh, Subaru's here. Not again. Be funny if they can't afford anything. And they're just like sitting at a booth or sitting outside looking through the window.
ごめん二人とも何度も呼び出しちまって。
大丈夫だよ。たくさん会えるの私は嬉しい。
え
Makes you what? Come on now.
なんでもない。
I've never seen herself flustered.
カオルコ、わかりやすすぎない？
This was a normal person, they'd read all the signs right off you. Why does he get two?
どれにしよっかな。ねえ、ちょっと二人とも静かにしてよ。
Nobody's on the same topic.
太郎だけずるいだろ。声大きい、バレるから。あ、これ宇佐美の好きなやつ。
Yo, it-
もう少し危機感とか持ってよ。金髪のスバルって呼ばれてたやつ。千鳥のこと嫌悪してたはずなのに。なんで？
A peace treaty. Oh, lock in, lock in.
私たちに話があるんでしょ。
Oh,
このままじゃ時間が過ぎるだけだわ。
alright, right to the point.
あのさ、図書館で会った千鳥のやつら覚えてる？
Oh, I'm thinking about telling them. They're just sitting there.
ちゃんと話したいんだ。
あ
星野さんと。
どうして？
Because they're my friend. Aww. Yeah, they feel fucking bad now for following him, huh?
見た目こんなんだし、昔から全然人寄ってこなくてさ。
Mm-hmm.
自分の話を誰かに聞いてもらえた記憶もあんまりないから。だから無意識に人と関わることを諦めてたんだと思う。
And it's slipping a bit with them.
でも千鳥に入ってからずっとあいつらは俺のそばにいてくれた。
They deserve it.
最初は変わった奴らだなって思ってた。
Welcome to open
気づい
arms.
た時にはあいつらの代わりなんていなかった。初めて居場所ができた気がした。
Hmm.
俺さ、二人のこと尊敬してるんだ。
They didn't want to just do it
大
without
切にして
asking.
信頼し合ってて、俺もあいつらとそうなりたい。今回の試験、和栗さんのおかげで初めて何かを諦めたくないって思って、
Hmm.
初めて頑張れたんだ。だから俺、あいつらのことも諦めたくない。ごめん。二人がリスクを背負うことになるのも分かってる。身勝手に頼んでばっかで本当にごめん。でもお願いします。
もちろん。喜んで。スバルは？カオルコが平気なら。
There you go. Trust her a little more.
私にまで聞くなんて本当に律儀な人ね。
He just doesn't want all this to blow up on him.
きっとスバルも何も心配してない。私はリンタロウ君を信じてる。そんなあなたが大切だっていう人たちなら私も信じる。なんなら私たちも友達になりたいよね。
There you go. Yeah, I don't. That might be pushing. Might be pushing her. Aww.
ありがとう。
Yeah, but you guys feel like assholes now.
遅くまでごめん。
They spoiled the whole damn conversation.
今度彼らに会わせてくれないかしら。図書館でのこと謝りたいの。
Someone else needs to apologize too.
うん。伝えておく。
He's a little stubborn though. I don't know if he's gonna be able to.
見つけた。
Bruh.
千鳥の制服に背がでかい金髪。リンタロウ君、ちょっといい？
Are they still following, please?
先輩に乗って俺らのところに来たってこと？
And he's the one apologizing on their behalf.
しつこ。
Yeah.
別に迷惑とかじゃないんで失礼します。
いやいや、リンタロウ君、逃げようとしないでよ。俺ら何もしてないのにボコられて追いかけ回されたって聞いたんだけど。
いやしてね
Getting told crazy stories there.
他にもそういうことしそうな見た目してるね。
そんなことしません。そんなことをする人じゃありません。
その制服卑怯女子でしょ。え、あの金持ちのすげえ。つけ二人とも可愛い。用があるのは俺だけですよね。話すなら彼女たち返してからでいいっすか。その後ならいくらでも話聞くんで。
なんならリンタロウ君と話済ませてから女の子たちとたくさんおしゃべりしたいな。
お、この銀髪ジグ。おい、触んなよ。
Thank you.
宇佐美。
Wow, yeah. Random coincidence.
なんでここに。
凛太郎、お前は早く桔梗の子たちを安全なとこまで連れてってあげなよ。
Awesome.
でも
凛太郎、任せとけって。
宇佐美、頼田、夏は後で絶対ちゃんと話すから。
なんだよ、いきなりさ。すげえなえるんだけど。
Well, you're like, you did it. Surrounded us with all these people.
どいて。
は
I'm gonna head out.
ねえ、あんたら。前に凛太郎のこと探してたやつで。
Right, shouldn't our business be with
仲間
you?
引き連れてきたと思ったら、自分たちはビビって隠れてんの？
だとこのガキ。
あれ？もしかして年上？すみません。
Sitting here crying like a little bitch.
に幼稚だから。いい加減気づきましょうよ。自分たちがダサいことに。ね、お兄さん。
あれさ、俺らがやったんだよ。
No, you didn't do it though.
凛太郎、最近なんかあったでしょ？
かっこつけて女かばったくせに殴られて血まみれ。
そっか。あの怪我、あなたたちのせいだったんだ。
Oh.
あ
Alright then. No more talking needed. Yeah, no more talking needed.
とっとと片付けようぜ。二人とも来い。
Alright.
なんでリンタロウ君が謝るの？
I was gonna say, I think we were gonna go deep into that, but alright.
それよりもお友達大丈夫なの？
ああ、
You should probably get back to them.
相手がかわいそうとか。
All handled. We're good.
もしもし、頼田。
あ、リンタロウ？そっちは大丈夫？
The sweetest voice you'll hear.
頼田たちは。
全然平気。
Nice and easy.
すごい元気だよ。
そっか。つか、俺もそっち行くわ。やっぱ大変だった。
I think it's all settled.
危なかった。サク君ありがとう。
俺たち尾行してたんだから、口裏合わせる時間いるでしょ。
Yeah, you gotta figure that.
派手にやったな。
What is your background? Can we get some knowledge on you, bro?
いなくせに。
僕、平和主義者だから。
Sure.
友達傷つけられたら話は別でしょ？
Right, we use that as our reason.
リンタロウはダサくないよ。リンタロウは最高にかっこいい男だよ。それだけ覚えて気をつけて帰ってね。もし忘れちゃったときは。
Yeah, we'll have some fun again. Don't worry about it. Worse than last time. Yeah, go back down.
よーし、帰ろう。
サクだって楽しみにしてんだろ。
その前にリンタロウと仲直りしようね。サク君。
Yeah, before all the fun begins.
声ちっさ。
Oh, yeah, he'll actually hit the ball. He won't get hit by it. Back at it. Never mind. I was wrong.
いつまでもポンコツ引きずってんじゃねえぞ、紬。お前から運動神経取ったら何が残んだ。うるせえよ。お前は佐々木と交代。
Aw.
に備えて休んどけ。
いたいた。
お、
さっきはダメダメだったね。
Oh, what are you doing?
あと2回勝てばアイスだぞアイス。昨日はありがとう。本当助かった。いやー3人とも無事でよかったよ。あとつけてて正解だった。
But you what? You what? You what?
つけてた。
This way.
だからあんなタイミングよく。
So did you hear?
まさかファミレスの時も。
They probably spent all night working out their story too.
俺とアヤトはここで。え
Yeah, you got this. You gotta apologize anyways. Yeah, do your thing.
ちょっと
あのバカ。リンタロウ。ごめん。
うん
昨日お前をつけて話を盗み聞きしたこともそうだけど、あの時お前の気も知らないできつい言い方してごめん。
いや俺の方こそごめん。
Been hiding everything, I
リンタロウ
mean.
は悪くないでしょ。
いや悪いよ。
悪くないって。
夏沢が謝る方がおかしいだろ。
は？なんでそう。すぐにこうやって責めるからダメなんだよね。
サクがそう思ってることも気づいてないんじゃねえの？
There you go. Start applying it.
耐えなきゃいけなかった。
私は凛太郎くんを信じてる。
彼女みたいに。今から言うこと絶対聞き逃すなよ。
Never again will I say this.
こんなこと
There you
死ぬ
go.
の絶対。お
Alright.
リンタロウ、俺は昨日お前の言葉が嬉しかったよ。俺はこんな性格だけどこれだけは信じていてほしい。俺は翔平と綾人とリンタロウを心の底から信頼してる。
俺さ2人のこと尊敬してるんだ。お互いを大切にして信頼し合ってて、俺もあいつらとそうなりたい。
だから
So you can too, dude.
頼って
Yeah.
よ。
Awesome.
何？
And how so much of this just built up in their own heads.
いきなりサク君置いていって。
Yeah, we gotta keep spying. Haven't learned our lesson, have we?
何？
心配いらなかったね。
泣いちゃった
だな。
泣いてねえよ。あちくらみだよ。
Alright, now he hits it, right?
取らなきゃ決勝いけねえぞ。今山田が一塁にいるから。
No way he misses again.
リンタロウはやるときはやるやつだから。
Too easy. Just straight pop lie.
今日
All those things weighing you down, preventing you from it. You're freeing. You're freed, brother.
最高だよリンタロウ。
Yeah, that's not what you guys were saying earlier, but
帳消したね。
紬やべえな。ヒーローかよ。次勝って優勝してみんなでアイス食うぞ。おお、いいの取れたか。俺天才かもしれない。どれどれ。若いってのはいいね。
nice. A closure on the 7th episode, and the sweetest of moments and episodes that we get, outside of, one sequence with a bunch of thugs pulling, but besides that, everything went pretty well. So I'm happy we get a lot of what is given in terms of friendship being such a strong focus for us, and putting it so strongly on both ends. Not necessarily just the friendship in terms of Subaru and Waguri, but also the respectfulness that somebody like RINTAROU is trying to have in terms of what they have, as well as what he's trying to have, and as well as the protection and not getting, not pushing things too far, doing anything. Like, he's doing a lot there, but then being able to at the same time throughout the past few episodes and then blow it all up here, have his own relationships with his own friends come to life. Wow, there's still plenty in terms of like the actual specifics behind the characters and interest in things that are slowly being built up with them. Instead, we're able to get still like a little glimpse into that and the importance that they each share for each other, which I like a bunch. It's something that I feel needs to be done significantly more in terms of open communication, especially between friends and especially between guys at that. That I don't think gets highlighted enough in a lot of these different series, and I really appreciate it. And I think it doesn't happen a lot because typically what happens in most of these shows is it's like utilized for the main character to be like kind of a loser or to be like a loner or something along those lines. And typically when they end up doing that, those guys don't have any friends. And if those guys do have any friends, it's like maybe one guy. So they don't ever have conflicts kind of between the two of them. So it's always like the female lead as well as her friends or whatever else that form up what the majority is or what the group is that you go into. So actually being able to build up like a stronger cast of people surrounding him, as in 3 other people at minimum, as of right now at least, is really good. And I'm very much welcome that. And that's what I talked about. I remember back in the first episode is that I want a bigger cast of characters so that we have capabilities of writing stories and writing plot lines that follow down this, right? Like, and actually can capitalize on it. These are things that are clearly missed out, are so strong and get missed out on entirely for so many other reasons, like in different series, that I just do not like when it does that. And even other shows that I absolutely adore in terms of like romance or the similar sort of settings, they still miss the mark at certain points. So the fact that I can gladly say this is like one of the best versions of that I've seen, I really mean that, because it needs to be highlighted more. It needs to be more of a central topic and something to help change up the same old boring formula that they've given us for years on end, while every different iteration has like their own unique take or spin on things that slightly or like even massively at times can really make it special. Still missing the mark in specific elements, which this one hits perfectly here. So I'm greatly appreciative of that, and I'm happy that we do get that. I think forming that building that relationship between them, having an open dialogue about the things that are going on, even through reluctance or just being scared or whatever emotions that any character is realistically feeling, in terms of, trusting others, not feeling like they're being trusted by others, like all these sort of feelings can be simply solved most of the time with conversation, which is what we get here, right? Like, I want to start building a relationship where I can put my trust, or where these people can trust me and that I can fully trust them. But at the same time, you've always had that. And because of your reluctance and general inability even to openly communicate, not just on Rintarou's end either, we're not putting full blame on him in any sort of way here, but even on others, and Saku getting that until, forcefully by the others, being put in a scenario where he has to actually speak on this to him. It works out really well. And they're able to fully open up, and he's fully able to say the perfect words and capitalize on the things that he overheard and probably shouldn't have been there for either. It was nice though. And I'm very glad that we're able to get it. And we get a lot of other just fun highlights, like surrounding them a little bit in terms of like, we're going to follow him and keep an eye out for him, as well as like not fully being focused on what's going on the other side of the conversation, and each person just like yelling or talking about their own sort of thing at dinner. Like, these are fun little things to add a bit more to them. And then of course having them pop up at the exact right moment. I think we just highlight all of them extremely nice. And like I said earlier, give you a slight glimpse into like what they each could be, in terms of like the actions that were taken with the confrontation that we had, right? With Ayato being like the one who kicked everybody's ass for what it seems, or having somebody like Saku actually step forward and speak to the two who are hiding behind the tree, or having, the constant blurting out of the things that we've had, or being the first one, the call to action and willingness to step in, that we get with Sami. Like, everybody has their own sort of distinctive roles that have slowly been getting defined, and being able to highlight that a lot throughout this works nice. And to capitalize as well and carry the momentum from prior like friendship building in terms of Subaru and Wagari to be able to now get that now with the other group, I think works itself perfectly too. And it like almost puts a nice bow on like what we've slowly been doing. Like the first episode that transitions into the second one feeling like it contained kind of like a little arc. And then now afterwards, we've continuously like developed the individual relationship between Wagari and Rintaro, but at the same time, also been slowly pushing the friendship narratives that now blow up 2 episodes in a row to then put like a nice little bow on it to tie this one up too. So it's nice that we keep slowly pushing it and showing that it can happen on both sides. It's not always just one-sided, and even if the emotions are different or stemming from entirely different things, they might have like the same root cause or the same like root emotion that's like baked within them. So I think that it's excellent for what we're doing, and making it clear from the beginning here of like recognition on his end of like, I need to talk to them about this. Like I need to figure out what to do, but him also being in like strong fear of like, I can't just come out and do that. I need to actually go and speak to Subaru, or I need to speak to Aguri, and I need to like get permission almost from them. It also doesn't really like, it feels like that's what he's doing, but at the same time, like I get a sort of vibe from him that it's like, I don't know how to approach them or speak to them about this, and I'm not the type who can just outwardly like be like, hey guys, can I talk to you about this? So instead, let me go to you as like a first step of like defense that I need to almost get past. And as long as you're okay with it and you can like be that shining light that has consistently like come through and cleared up all these sort of doubts that I've had, maybe you can spark that hope or a little bit of inspiration I need to like actually go out of my way and have enough confidence to go speak to them on this issue. Because for the first time, he's capable of like putting his own thoughts and feelings of his friends into words, even though he can't do it directly to them. It's a little bit easier when it's just somebody else, which we get even at the end, reflective with Sako, who openly has been able to communicate this with his other friends. But when he speaks to Rintaro straight up, he struggles to, and he even says like, this is the only time I'm ever going to say something like this, you know? And struggle, and there's something on his mind. So instead, what do we do? Well, let's go ahead and follow him. And I like this. I think it's fun, you know, stalkerish a little bit, following around with the kids too, and making a little game out of it, I think is good. And showing their like little personalities too, like Usami being a little bit too loud and talking to the kid in front, Ayato like kind of just messing around and being like a little bit more playful with them, while Saka's like hiding and completely like embarrassed by what they're doing. Nice little screenshot to, I think, wrap all that up. And just an open conversation here. I love Subaru. I love this. Just being like, yeah, what the fuck are you, what is going on here? You're the easiest person to read, which is what happens, right? A lot of the time, people are super obvious and easy to read, but you can't understand because you're in it. And that's what the two of them are getting at. Like, the two of them understand there's something kind of going on, but they don't know how to like verify it or like understand fully what's going on because they've also never been in this situation. So if they're just kind of sitting there like struggling and breaking down completely from how they typically are, so that person who's always around you can easily see those kind of cracks within you to recognize like, oh, she's down horrendous right now. And I love them all just sitting here. And I think it's good that they did diagonal and didn't just put them directly next to him. It's about time we have this talk, and it wakes everyone up, just lets it all out there. How much they mean to him, how much they've been there for him. There's respect for them, but at the same time, wanting something sort of similar, wanting that trust. Look at that. I would be happy if you did. So sweet. Surprised you even asked. And it's just like, yeah, you guys gotta feel like you're fucking assholes for, yeah, look at that, listen to that. And unfortunately, we get this whole sequence, which I absolutely don't like. It gives strong, like, incredibly strong Windbreaker vibes. Maybe because the same studio, so characters are, like, kind of, I don't know, they get a similar sort of feeling to it. But I get, like, heavy Windbreaker vibes, especially when his friends show up here. Like, I feel like they would just slot right in, no issue to the story. And it would work, you know. I think that would be really a fun little crossover to be able to get. I haven't loved this plot line though. I'll be honest. Like in terms of these guys showing up, like I understood it from the perspective of like we're trying to build Rintaro to be this sort of person based on appearance and assumptions and all these things from the beginning. But then to like revisit back on it, like I'm not loving the whole like creepy sort of nature of like, we're going to deal with you and then we're going to take the girl from you. And she forcefully as well, because she doesn't want to be here. Like, it's just weird. Like, I don't like when we do this. But at the same time, like, I think tracking back to it in a way and giving it sort of purpose in terms of allowing his friends who have been following him all day to make their kind of grand entry and to almost fully avoid him having to like openly speak what's going on and kind of cut to it because it's like, fuck, they've been following me type of thing too. Works. It's still like a weirdly uncomfortable, like until you break through and they show up. And then when they show up, everything's fine. But it's like the whole time you're just like, all right, just show up because you don't want anything bad to happen, even though you know the show won't push it that far and do that. The reaction from Subaru as well. Willingness to step up and kind of be there as like protection for them at first, but at the same time, her just immediate panic and reaction to this guy touching her, like it's gross. I'm so happy that they all show up at the perfect time. Get him out of here. We'll handle this. More like Ayato will handle this. He's kind of got this. Taking the credit and everything for what's happened when it literally wasn't the case. And bro just kicks their ass completely. Yeah, don't even worry about it. We're good. Don't even worry. Funny. Coolest guy I've ever met. And then debate me as well and make me think he's immediately just going to hit it. And instead, he's still struggling because he hasn't been able to talk to them. And bro just blowing the fact that they followed him. Stupid. Nice little heart to heart. So sweet between the two of them. And I love that. It's a debate. It's an issue. And I've gone through this, and I'm sure plenty of you have. It's the difficulty to speak to somebody about these things. To not want to be vulnerable, to not want to be seen less of, I don't know, to not want to be seen emotional, maybe even in front of your friends. It's just not an easy thing to do when Saku immediately goes through that. And so does RINTAROU. And I think also being two dudes who probably have struggled their whole life to emotionally open up to others, this makes it even more difficult to end up being what happens. And it immediately breaks RINTAROU down too when he finds out that he's heard everything. But he says all the perfect things at the right time from the bottom of the hearts. They trust him. And it's super sweet, which ultimately results in, yeah, let's get a hit. let's actually get the home run here. And it's a nice freeing sort of moment, no longer being weighed down by those things on your mind. And with open arms, everybody sort of welcomes you, and you can put that smile on your face and finally have fun for the first time. And we get a cute picture of all of them. So cool. Big ol' thumbs up for me. I think it capitalizes on something that is underutilized in other series. And it does it extremely strong, and it builds a lot for the other characters to get me intrigued and interested to figure out what the hell background somebody like Ayato even has in terms of his fighting and the shit that he's seen and been through. It gets me curious to see what we kind of got going on with the other characters and how we're going to build them forward, and as well as developing a relationship potentially between each friend group and bringing them together will be a fun little way for us to, I think, wrap up or bring into these next few episodes. So I'm very excited for all of that. I am curious if he said it like in the moments when they cut away basically, or if he still has to kind of tell them what the relationship or like what's going on in terms of like him and Wagari or even with Subaru being involved. Because they openly heard what's going on in terms of like his own feelings for wanting to tell his friends, but he didn't actually tell them like what's going on. They just said that I'll tell them what's going on between us. But like, what do you mean by that? Like all the specifics. Like I feel like you need to have that talk. I feel like there's a little bit more there that isn't as obvious to the eye, because it would be if it's just you and Wagari, which is what we've seen. But the fact that Subaru is consistently involved, it makes you think like maybe potentially other things. And I don't think they're going down that route, right? So you got to maybe have a talk with your friends about it so that they can understand and see that. And then hopefully we get that moment too between the others where Saku can apologize directly to Subaru. She can apologize as well. And everybody can be on more even terms moving forward and learn to accept and trust what each of their what were their friend kind of wants, right? Whether they're accepting of the other friend group and kind of just trust their own feelings towards their character judgment. And even who they are as people, to not get like overly like corrupted or changed by allowing other people into your circle or into your life. So hopefully we get some of that in the next episode or maybe the next few. Thank you very much for joining. Check out the Patreon for early access on more, as well as timers. If you like this at all, hit the like and subscribe. They do mean a lot to me. Feel free to check out the Vision channel. The comments of the series will be back next Wednesday for episode 8. I hope you guys have a great one though. Peace.